All right. This is my testimony, kind of. A little bit of what happened, my story. I feel like this whole thing's not going to work if I don't tell my story. So, um, I told this to a few people over the past couple years. Well, a bunch of them, like a bunch of my friends and stuff, especially like right after it happened. And they all thought like I was crazy or stupid or like I got sucked into organized religion or something. I got brainwashed. Or because I had an issue with drugs and alcohol before that, I went through recovery and I attached myself to some spiritual belief to like help me get through it. That's not what happened at all. This isn't like a recovery from drugs and alcohol story. This is a religion story first and foremost. This is a fall from grace story. Um, I never touched hard drugs or became like a raging horrible alcoholic until I messed up my relationship with God. Um, I smoked pot and drank, pretty regularly for, since the time I was like, I don't know, 16, 17 up until 29 when, this happened. And I saw a lot of my friends go down the hard drug route during that time and completely screw their lives up, be in and out of, jail, rehab. Some of them overdosed, passed away, and I always knew that I would never ever touch any of that stuff, and I didn't until what I'm about to tell you happened. Um, First and foremost, like 28 ish, I met some people like pushing me towards religion. I'd grown up in and out of church my whole life. I knew the basic story. I always believed in God, but I definitely wasn't living correctly. So I didn't really know how it worked. And then some people started pushing me in the direction of like, yo, you really need to dig in deeper to this because like what you think and how you live and stuff right now isn't correct. Like it's not right. Like you think you're good, but you're not. So I started reading the book, started listening to these people, taking their advice, um, learning a lot more about it, and some strange things started happening shortly after that. I started doing everything correctly, exactly how the book says to do, for about 4 months. And in that time, he showed himself to me. He came forward, um, and he gave me some signs that were undeniable, unmistakable, that it was him. And then I started to backslide a little bit. Like at first, I didn't really realize that like some of the things I was doing were that bad, and it wasn't that bad at first. I started partying and stuff. We're kind of running around a little bit again. But then as time went on, I was hanging out with some of my friends at church, and trying to do the right thing, and then jumping back and forth, and like doing the wrong thing again, and hanging out with like both groups of people, like the good and the bad, and kind of playing both sides of the fence. I had one foot on the right path and one foot on the wrong path. And after you get your slate wiped clean, like after you truly get saved, you're not supposed to do that. I mean, he's patient and he gives people time as far as like working on themselves and refining themselves. But if you continue to stay in sin that he does not tolerate, eventually, like he kind of just like he'll give you warnings and he'll give you multiple chances. But if you keep screwing up, um, you can have him withdraw from you. Uh, he will turn his back on you if you just keep wiling out. Um, and that's basically what happened. And he will let you know about it. He will let you know, like, I've had enough of this, and I'm taking my outstretched hand back. You're not in my good graces anymore. And if that happens, it's very difficult to do, but some people do it. Uh, there's stories in the Bible of people who've screwed up, and it's kind of what I did. When he lets you know that, like, once you find the only thing in life that actually matters, like, once you realize what it is, and then lose it, um, it can make you go crazy. Like, it'll make you sick. And that's kind of what happened. Well, that is what happened. Anybody watching this that saw me like during that period knows that like I was just out of my mind. Like I just didn't want to deal with like the fact that I had messed up something very like the only thing that matters, something extremely important, the only thing that matters. Um, so that's when I started like I just like, basically lost all hope and like just went off the deep end. Drinking very heavily, just taking all kinds of drugs. Like, I just didn't care. I didn't want to be conscious. Like I didn't want to be aware of the situation that I was in. Um, and I did that for a while, like a couple years. I basically kind of thought that like I was just gonna like overdose and be out. But I also didn't want to do that because I am fully aware that there is an afterlife, and it is the one talked about in the Bible. So you either go up or down, and one of them's really bad, and I wasn't looking forward to that. So you know, luckily that didn't happen. But I got a chance, an opportunity given to me to leave where I was at. I was not in a good spot. I basically like I blew through all my money, got kicked out of my house. I ended up living like in a place that was not good, doing a lot of stuff that was not good. My truck got impounded, and somebody reached out and was like, "Listen, I'll take you out of this place. Like, I'll let you come down here. You're gonna have to leave where you're from and start over. But if you want that, I'll help you." But then God let me know, "Listen, you better take it because if you stay here and keep doing what you're doing, I'm just gonna hit your off switch like relatively soon because you're not doing anything that I've been telling you to do, and you're not doing anybody any good. So you better go." And I did. And now I've been in this new place for a couple years now. Been sober the whole time. For the most part, all I've been doing is like eating. Oh, great. Hold on.